What's up, guys? Reformed Stoic here. So, I got a video for you today. Some of the channels I watch on YouTube, they're very repetitive, very redundant, kind of cover the same topics over and over again from different angles. This just reminds me a little bit of my video about being in isolation. I don't remember the exact title, like how I became isolated or how you get stuck in isolation. This is going to just really hone in on the part of my life because I've told my life story a couple of different times on this channel. I think that video really covered the beginning pretty thoroughly. This is going to hone in on how my life stopped. Like how life stops, how my life stopped. I guess this is going to be just a little bit of venting here because I feel like I was feeling pretty good last weekend and just really had a case of the Mondays this week, and then a case of the Tuesdays, and then a case of the life keeps moving, which goes back to my anxiety video where it's like I kind of wish time would stop so I didn't feel guilty for not really doing anything because my life kind of stopped. Now I do things, but in terms of like what does it mean for your life to stop? Like you stop meeting people, you stop going for opportunities, you stop going on dates, you stop leaving your house very often. Your life just kind of stops. And I'm not going to retell my entire life story, but I was in Boston, I was playing in bands, I had a pretty decent circle of friends, we were drinking, smoking weed, every now and then we'd mess around with little shrooms or something. I would not be a Christian for like 6 years from that point, roughly estimating. Basically, I was having trouble making ends meet, and I was also feeling like I was becoming depressed, probably because I was drinking every day. Anybody, if you're talking about having depression and you drink every day or you drink heavily often, get off the booze for a while and see how that makes you feel before you do anything drastic as far as getting medicated or anything. But I moved to Las Vegas. That was the number one first thing why my life stopped. I moved to a new place. And I tried out a couple of different groups of people there and it wasn't happening. I felt like people were douchebags. But second off, a theme in my life leading to that point had been that just like women just did not like me. I kind of got the idea that people didn't really respect me. Now that wasn't extremely consistent, It was actually a group of musicians that I met in Vegas, and they seemed to think I was pretty cool. These guys seemed to think I was pretty cool. And there's actually a couple of times that I look back and think, maybe you should have tried to stick it out with those guys. They probably had some girls popping up in their circle every now and then. And, when you're surrounded by a bunch of guys who think you're pretty cool, that maybe means you have, like, some high stock in the group. But that's what happens when your life stops, is that you want to, like, go back and, like, say, maybe I should have did this here, maybe I should have did that there. All these things kind of just Voltroned together. Moving to a new place, feeling for a long time like people didn't really respect me. That wasn't especially consistent. I had a lot of good friends. I had a lot of people that thought I was funny and cool and talented. But women not being crazy about me. And, I just eventually stopped trying. And I went inward. And it really sneaks up on you because, at first you're just trying something new. It's like, okay, I can spend like 6 months alone doing my own thing. But when you don't venture out of your comfort zone and then you grow comfortable, because you're going to be actually uncomfortable being alone, but you don't know how to get out of it. And then you stop trying, and then you grow more comfortable not getting out of it. And now's about the time I realize that I don't really realize like where this video could really go. There's really not much to say here. Probably wouldn't be the end of the world if I did have a video that actually wasn't 20 minutes or anything. I moved to a new place. I didn't make any new friends. And up until that point, women just did not like me. And I really had some time to reflect on that. And it's kind of just like throwing your hands up and being like, you know what, dude? Like, the only reason I was really trying to be social or trying to do anything was to get a girlfriend. And you kind of just give up because you start to realize, like, women don't like me. And then everything just kind of stops. And the hardest part is how many years can go by, like, after your life stopped. Because for me, 2014, I was like taking being a rapper very seriously. In 2015, that development deal, talent scouting group, whatever you want to call it, found me, and I did a development deal. I know somebody right now who's doing something like that. I think you guys maybe know who I'm talking about, depending who you are. And good luck, bro. I would not waste too much money on that. I would not spend too much money on that, man, because that left me high and dry. In 2016, I went and recorded my songs and shot my music video. And then in 2017, I got my songs and music video finally, and I realized pretty quickly that it wasn't going to go anywhere. And then I turned around, went to UNLV, gave that a shot for 3 semesters and a summer semester. But at the end of 2018, I was like, man, I'm not making friends. I'm not meeting women. Every day I get into that Uber at the end of the school day and go home. It's like I'm about to go home to my empty home where there's guaranteed to be no social interaction or development, and another L. And after just 3 semesters of just getting nowhere socially, you know, my first semester I tried. Like, I approached a lot of women. I got 1 date. But another thing that will cause your life to stop is you just don't get any breaks. Like, nothing goes right, you know? If I would have got lucky like a couple more times, you know, if that date would have gone better, if I would have dated that girl a couple more times, if I would have got laid a little bit, if I would have had a girlfriend, it just takes one thing like that to pull you out of isolation and get you back in the world. But nothing would budge, nothing would give. I kept trying to do hard things. You know, most people aren't going to make it being a rapper. Most people aren't going to make it in a band. I mean, a lot of people just kind of coast by and work and do things to support their bands. But no, I was really looking for the real deal, man. And yeah, I played in that punk band in like 2019, but nothing really amounted to anything, man. Nothing really amounted to anything. All the while, the political climate around me was just very divisive. And, you know, if you had any right-wing opinions and you got on Facebook and you fired off and like, man, what's up with all these, what's the deal with all these leftists everywhere? And, you know, I don't even want to say anything more about that right now. You know, just having right-wing opinions on social media, wowee, that will just blam. That will just really damage your life. And it's circumstance, you guys. It's circumstance, you know. I was looking on social media the other day, and these kids, you know, just turned 18, and this guy's got this Instagram model girlfriend. And, you know, people be like, oh, well, he's a Chad. A little bit. You know, he's skinny. He's skinny, and he's got kind of a pretty boy face. And it's just like, man, he met an Instagram model girlfriend in high school, and then she just loves the shit out of him and takes all these pictures of herself, and then every now and then he's in it. It's like, man, that's circumstance, you know? Getting an Instagram model girlfriend in high school, that kid has no idea how lucky he is, dude. For me, it was a lot of bad circumstance. Nothing I tried worked out. I moved to a place where I shouldn't have moved. And then didn't really hit it off with the people that I tried talking to. I probably should have tried harder with this group, but I had already been in isolation for a long time, and I just kind of didn't really enjoy hanging out with these guys. And I got the idea that they really like broed out a lot. You know, I'm getting the idea there's all kinds of just like dude groups of guys who just never get laid and never meet women, and they all kind of just like hang out together. And I just kind of felt like I'd already been through that. It's like, yeah, I'd already coped with no success with women by like broing out with a bunch of dudes, and it was pretty cool, but I just felt like I was over it. Ultimately, the group I had in Boston was better. It was like a worse version of the group I had before, and I was like, you know what, dude, I'm just not feeling it. UNLV was like, people don't respect me, women aren't interested in me, this political climate sucks, and there's tons of like anti-white people all over the place, and the world just felt cold, mean, like it didn't have any understanding for somebody like me, and I just didn't have enough. You know, I'm not good looking enough. I don't have the right skills, I guess. And it's funny because I was sure doing good in school, and I'll just never forget. I go to have my meeting with the guidance counselor at the liberal arts department, and she was just so excited about my grades. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so smart. You're a computer science major and a philosophy major. You'd be great for the FBI." And she was just so excited. Like I'm just having, like I have such a huge, exciting, bright future ahead of me. And I think that was maybe like, you know, I think I went one more semester after that, but I was burnt out and I was done, and I just hated being there, and nothing felt like it was going anywhere. My life never felt like it was going anywhere in Vegas. And at this point, if there's any hope for me, it's like, I feel like I've maybe started a de-weeding process. It's like, all right, let's get all the weed out. I've been off of weed for 6 months. I have a deeper understanding of my faith. I've, you know, got out of the Discord honeypot cult that I was in, and I'm a Catholic now, working my way through, what is it, RCIA? People ask if that's what I'm doing. I don't know. I talk to the priest every week, and it's working towards me getting my first communion and getting confirmed. So if that's what that is, then cool. So I've taken some positive steps in the right direction, you know, moving back to my hometown. Socially, I had an idea that nothing would go anywhere here, and I've basically chosen to be alone. You know, after the freaking years go by and you're alone again, it's like, how did I end up here? Well, I know how I ended up here. I was going to a Baptist church, and I was doing like all these activities and volunteering and doing the dinners and the lunches, and it was just forced. It was fake. I was talking to boomers who were like, "So, what are you doing? Like, where do you work?" And like just uncomfortable, forced small talk. And for me, the bottom line is like, are there some single women my age who I can meet? And I have not been in that situation since UNLV. And when I was at UNLV, I wasn't meeting anybody. I never went to a party. I never got invited anywhere. I never got anywhere. That was the place where there was single women all over the place, and I made no progress at all. And ever since then, I call it a watering hole. You know, a watering hole. It's like a social circle where there's a couple of single women around who you can just meet. And I don't have crazy expectations. People are like, "You're not owed sex. You're not entitled to sex." Bro, I'm not getting rejected. I'm not getting shot down. I haven't met single women in my dating bracket age, like, for, I can't even remember now, man. I haven't been on a date since 2017. And, yeah, it's like, the bottom line is I'm trying to figure out how to meet single women. And it's that whole thing of like, but you can be social. You can like have people badger you about your life, and then they slowly start to realize that you're kind of hiding things about who you are, while maybe hearing rumors about what you do on the internet in your spare time. It's like, you know what, man? I can't be F-worded. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't be bothered to like put this effort into these social interactions that ultimately mean nothing to me. It's like, it means nothing to you, but you're my friend. It's like, yeah, but you got a wife and kids and a career, and you have things. And when I don't have things, this is where I always end up. I always end up back home. I always end up back in isolation. And so yeah, at the Catholic Church, like, you know, they have like fish fries. They have some like family nights. That's what they have. They call it family night. So what if you don't have a family? Yikes, dude. Can you just like, when I look back, can you just like not exist anymore? Oh, you still exist. Yikes. That's really cringe that you exist, dude. Like, the vibe that I get from churches is if that like you're in your 30s and you're not married, you make people really uncomfortable, and that's it. Like, that's it. You just make people uncomfortable. They make me uncomfortable, but nobody really cares how I feel. And I have absolutely no idea how men in their 30s meet women, bro. But I'm in my tiny, small town. I've yet to set foot in a bar because that just has bad ideas written all over it. Probably just a bunch of pissing matches with... It's usually just like 10 guys fighting over one girl who isn't even that great. Or if she is great, she's probably already got somebody, or she's already juggling a bunch of guys. And, oh, you're just writing yourself off, dude. You're writing it off. And I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be in my hometown. So once again, I'm somewhere where I shouldn't be. And I'll tell you what, guys. You go one place you shouldn't be and you waste 7 years there, and then you go somewhere else you shouldn't be and you waste another 2 years there. It's like, man, I'm wasting a lot of years of my life being somewhere I shouldn't be. And really, I was here a good portion of 2021, all of 2022, and now I'm going to be here all 2023. Basically 3 years. Basically another 3 years of my life pissed away. Add that to the 7 years of life I pissed away in Vegas, and well, that's 10 years of my life, guys. Just wrong decision, wrong place. The political climate changed. You know, the disrespect that I was trying to combat against. I spent time alone and thought, yeah, you know, a lot of people have been fucked up to me in my life. Oh, I was trying not to swear or whatever. A lot of people have been messed up to me in my life. Women have never been interested in me. I started thinking about those thoughts, and then I found the black pill, and then this stuff on the internet just sucks you into isolation. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like I've already said, I've cut out some bad habits. I'm in some pretty good shape. I'm happy about this diet that I'm on. I'm happy about where I'm going with my faith. I really enjoy talking to the priest. I really enjoy watching theology videos, reading books, and studying. You know, I'm passionate about the things that I'm into. At least this, you know, Tommy Igoe Hands for Life practice pad workout is giving me something to keep working on. Yeah, I'm actually apparently going to be recording an album with my friend at some point. Great guitar player who I knew from Berkeley. I mean, kind of exciting, I guess. I mean, at least I'll be able to get my drumming on an album, say that I did something, but I don't really like expect much of it. I wouldn't really expect much of any band these days, you guys. I'd be looking for money bands. I'm trying to find like a bar band that covers rock and roll songs, maybe some 90s rock, you know, maybe a little Pearl Jam here, a little Nirvana there, a little Jimi Hendrix and the Doors, whatever, you know, cover band. Maybe we do our own renditions of some top 40s. Every now and then, 4 hours into our set, when everybody's drunk, we play an original. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting tips, making money. I've played in some bar bands before, and I've made some good money. You do weddings, bars. And that's not a bad place to meet women, you know. Some of these women who hang out at the bar like a drummer, but I'm not really trying to meet women who hang out at the bar, which is why I'm not really going to the bar. So I'm not really an incel, guys. You know, the internet just has this way of dragging you down. Everyone's like, one of us, one of us, one of us. But I did tell you that I never had good experiences with women. I had some. Every once in a blue moon, I'd get laid. Every once in a blue moon, I'd have an opportunity and I'd blow it, you know, being shy, neurotic. I'd say I did a pretty good job cutting out a lot of my neuroticism at this point. But look at that. Here we are at the 20-minute mark. So yeah, this is just me kind of like vomiting some black goo on my channel. How life stops. In conclusion, it was a combination of a lot of circumstance, man. Moving to a new place, dwelling on, how bad things were going in the past, but I was moving forward. Life was happening. It's like, okay, women didn't like me, but I'm still going. I'm still in it. A lot of people don't respect me, but I'm still in it. I'm still going. When life stops, hey, you know what? A lot of women didn't like me. Hey, you know what? A lot of people don't respect me. And then you meet a couple of groups of douchebags that you don't want to hang out with. All the while the political climate's going, and then you want to vent a little bit on Facebook. What's the deal with all these leftists? Oh, dude, I just realized that I hate you, and then everybody hates me and cuts me out. A lot of circumstance, man, and life definitely stopped. Life definitely stopped. And so then I go in these circles. It's like, well, everything's better than being in the house. So then maybe I join a bunch of groups again. And then there's no single women again, and then I'm just spinning my wheels again, and then I get all anxious. It's like, then the weeks go by. It's like, I love these 3 or 4 days where I don't have to do anything. It's that day again where I have to do something, and it just fills my life with anxiety. And then eventually I cut it all out, and then I'm isolated again. So, yeah, if you haven't heard, my plan is to move somewhere out of my hometown, undisclosed, go to massage school, be a masseuse, and try to start a new life at 33 years old. No, I'm not a Freemason giving you a calling card. I'm 32 right now, and I'll really be 33 next year. So that's the plan as of now. And basically, I'm trying to figure out how, in the meantime, to not drive myself insane. And part of that, regular viewers, is by not streaming this entire weekend. It's been a really chuddy week. Really snuck up on me. I'm gonna take the weekend off. The streams have been pretty stale lately. So, thanks for hearing me out, guys. Hopefully it wasn't too negative. I don't know if this was necessarily black pill tier. This is just like hashing out some of my thoughts. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like, do I think I'm like too ugly? Am I an incel? Do I think I'm black pilled? It's a lot of circumstance, you guys. It's a lot of circumstance. And one of the main underlying circumstances is that I tried to make it as a musician, and it really blew up on my face. And nobody in my hometown, including my family, really wanted things to go well for me. Everybody was just competing with me. I've said that a billion times, but feels good to say it again, baby. So that's where we're at, chuds. Hopefully, maybe somebody can relate to this or something. I'll see how the video does. Maybe this is one of those videos that'll just kind of like, yoink, take down at some point, because there's not really much of a purpose to it. But I feel a little bit better making it, and I'm just going to do whatever I'm going to do with the rest of my day. Premiere this and watch stuff, and I hope you guys do all right. Have a good weekend. We got to keep on keeping on. I usually try to give some sort of advice at the end of the videos. I have faith, man. I have faith in Jesus Christ. I have a good ability to like zoom out on my life and be like, well, have we been making some sort of progress in the last couple of years? Yeah, it's been very chaotic and hectic, and at the same time, it's been very lackadaisical and isolating and empty. It's like, wow, chaotic and hectic at the same time as being empty and lackadaisical, but I've been deepening my understanding of my faith. I've been growing in intellect and knowledge, and I've been cutting out bad habits, and I'm really honing in my exercise, and I'm getting close, guys. Really sticking to a diet, that'll help you, especially if you're lazy a couple of days. If you miss a couple of days of your workouts, you'll at least be like, hey, I had another low-fat day, and the weight's going to be falling off eventually when you're really like honed into this diet. Weight's going to be falling off even if you do take like an extra day off or two from working out. So have faith, you guys. Right now it's like things seem a little bit bleak. I feel like I've been going through the motions the same way for like maybe 3 weeks in a row. Time keeps moving. Still alone. But this is where you just really have to have your faith and be like, you know what, God, I can see that you've been taking me somewhere, It's a long journey, and I'm down for the cause. I'm down to keep going. So that's it, guys. 25 minutes. Have a great weekend, and I'm going to plan on doing my next live stream on Monday. God bless.